All right, what is going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning. So before I get my exercise on, I want to bring to you a video about a topic that has been discussed, but I'm going to hit it from another perspective. So the topic that I'm going to talk to you about is, should you leave your real estate brokerage, and how do you know if it's the right decision? Well, there's a ton of videos out there talking about people leaving and why they should leave because they're unhappy. But what about if you're happy? What if you have a friend that's a broker and you join their brokerage because you guys are friends, or you have a family member, or you join a brokerage that has a pretty popular reputation and you like your sponsor or your team lead and you guys kick it off and you like the fact that you guys do team events like once a month, you guys feel like a family. What if you're in that situation, but there's some elements of it that's lacking? Like, for example, being 100%, because most brokerages are split, right? Or you don't feel like you're growing, you feel stagnant. What if it's lacking those things and you're thinking about leaving because you value those things and you got to a point to where you want that now with what you already have, but it's hard for you to leave because you value the culture, the training, and you love the relationship with the people you have? Well, this video is for you and I'm going to help you tackle that problem, okay? So let's jump into it. Before I begin, I just want to say real quick that, in my opinion, real estate brokerages reminds me of gym memberships. You have a monthly fee. You go in there, you have the equipment and the tools to get your body to meet your fitness goals. But eventually you'll start to realize no matter what gym you join, it is up to you to be the vehicle of success. You have to make your body meet its fitness goals. And that's the same thing that's applicable to a real estate agent. No matter what brokerage you join, you are the one who have the keys to success because it ultimately comes down to you. So if you have all of those good things that I mentioned, then it's a tough decision. But you got to ask yourself, what do you prioritize? Your business needs or the emotional attachments you have? And if you prioritize your business needs, then in my opinion, you should look at other brokerages to join if you're not getting all of your business needs met. So for example, even if you have all the good culture and the relationships with people, which I'm not taking for granted because not every brokerage does that, because there's a lot of brokerages that have bad mentors, bad toxic culture, not so great training. So if you have all of that, it sounds like a win-win. Like, why would I ever leave that? But let's be honest, most of those type brokerages are split brokerages. And over a period of time, you're going to find yourself asking, why am I not keeping all of this commission when I'm capable of doing the same thing at 100%? That's a real topic and people don't like to address it, but it's a real topic. So I'm going to address it. So if you're a seasoned agent, especially, and you've shown over the last 3 years, you've doubled your sales each year, right? Let's say your first year you did 12, the next 24, the next 36, and you just keep going and going and going. While you're making a lot of money, how much money are you giving to the brokers on the back end for your hard-earned labor? Now, they're giving you tools and training and culture. I get it. But at the end of the day, are those things paying your bills? Your labor into the work is paying your bills. And yes, the tools are helping you get knowledge and education. I get it. But if you value tools and knowledge and education, let's be honest, you're paying an association. I'm here in Florida. We have the Aura in Orlando. We're paying the Aura, and they have classes that teach the same thing as these brokerages. It's the fact is people just don't go to those classes consistently and because they barely go into the office. So if you have in-office training, which is a huge benefit for a real estate agent in their career growth, you also have the Aura. You're already paying for that. So why not take advantage of that type of training as well? Because they have pretty much the same thing your brokerage is going to do. And they have a lot more variety in some cases, depending on what your goals are. So training is something that can be, you have alternatives to, right? It's not just limited to your in-office brokerage. And also for the commission, if you have a split brokerage, and let's say some brokerages have revenue share, because I believe revenue share is advantageous for realtors. Most realtors should want to desire to have that, because if you want to be the owner of your business truly, and you should own shares of your company. That's my humble opinion, but everybody has their take on that. But with that being said, did you know that there are multiple brokerages that have revenue share? And there are brokerages that have 100%. They offer different models with revenue share. You have to do your research because there are some brokerages that came after COVID and they've established their own businesses and they have really good models that are very intriguing. But people are so caught up in where they're at and they're afraid to leave because they know they get told this. How do you know the grass is greener on the other side? You know what my response to someone who says that? Well, how the hell you know it's not? You ain't over there and I ain't over there. So the only way to really know is to go over there. I can always work for the brokerage that I leave. I can always come back. So why not take the chance if it's intriguing? And if you value commission and keeping your money, here's what I'm going to suggest to you. at the least do your diligence for your own and just know what else is out there on the other side. Because even if you don't go, you can at least know, so you can know where you're at and make a better, more informed decision. Because there's a lot of split brokerages. Over a period of time, ask yourself, even if you can cap at a split brokerage and become 100% after a certain amount of sales volume, that's going to reset eventually. Now you're back to square one and you got to do the same thing all over again. How much money are you going to keep giving the brokers? Let's say a brokerage takes like $20,000 to cap, as an example. Well, over 5 years, that's $100,000 that you just given them. You know what you can do with $100,000? If you're 100%, that $100,000 stays in your pocket. So just think of it from a business perspective. And the only reason I'm giving this example is because I know that commission is a large reason why people leave brokerages, whether they're happy or unhappy, right? That is a common subject that people leave, being happy or unhappy. So my thing is, if commission is a common reason, then analyze it from a business perspective and don't beat yourself up for leaving a good culture or a good team. You can create your culture where you go. And in fact, you are the culture. So you, to an extent, are your own business anyway. But if you go to a new brokerage, make sure they have a good culture, of course. But if they do and you get a good vibe from them, then why not? You know what I mean? You keep that $100,000 of the next 5 years. That's a good thing to know. So my whole thing is to people, do not be afraid, guys. And also, if you decide to transfer, make sure you get with your association on the transfer process in case you have some properties that are pending, right? Because if the properties are pending, you want to make sure you get paid for that, because sometimes you need to have it in writing where your broker, your current broker and your new broker agree to be able to work that out. So make sure you check with your association on those details, okay? But I hope this video helps, because there's so many people that are staying stagnant in their career and they're afraid to leave because they're worried about if the grass is green on the other side, and they're also worried about what people will think. Guys, this is your business. It is your business. You do what's best for you. If you feel in your heart this brokerage here has a little bit more to offer than the brokerage you've been at for like 3 years, then make the move. It's okay. And if people have an issue with it, then they weren't for you in the first place. You should be able to go talk to people about your decision. The last thing I'm going to say, guys, make sure before you leave, you know the model of where you're at. Because if you don't know the model of where you're at, you're not going to know the questions to ask the new brokerage, because you don't even know your own model. And then when that new brokerage pitches you some things about your current brokerage, you're going to say, oh, I didn't know that. I like this because y'all have this. When you do the research, you'll be surprised. Your current brokerage probably offers a lot of what they're offering, but they have a different variation of it. So make sure you check with them, and also check with your team leader and mentor. If you have a good relationship with them, you should be able to talk to them openly and say, hey, I'm thinking about going over here because of XYZ. What do you guys have? I just want to know, because I don't want to go there. I really like being here, but hey, if they offering this, do you guys have something similar or better? And they'll tell you. They'll be like, well, we're working on this. If you hear something like that, then you know they don't have it. Because they should already have what you're looking for. You've been there for X amount of years. And if they have to create something, if you think it's worth waiting for it, I'll let you be the deciding factor of that. But I've seen some brokerages promise agents something just to keep them there, and they haven't delivered. Just being honest. So if you're in that situation and you're wanting, something to grow, and you've shared your goals with these people and they haven't put a plan together to help you do that, and you're paying them on top of that with your commission, yeah, you might want to look elsewhere. Eventually, I think most agents, if not all, but at least most, want to end up at 100% commission and have the same type of support and training that they have at split brokerages. If you got a situation like that, it is definitely worth investing in, at least looking at. So I hope this video helps. Stop being afraid. If you feel like the situation's right, trust your gut instincts. It doesn't matter what everyone else around you says. They'll always have opinions. And a lot of them want you to stay because you're making them money. Let the truth be told. And if, lastly, revenue share, I'm going to touch on this one more time because I know there's going to be some critics watching this video. Well, we have revenue share. We're split brokerage. There are some 100% brokerages that have a model of revenue share as well. You know, there's not one brokerage that does revenue share. There's multiple that actually do revenue share. You just have to do your homework. So make sure you check on that. If you value that, you can do revenue share at 100% commission brokerage. Now, you might not get 100% of your commission being in the revenue share because they have different package compensation plans, but they still offer the ability to be in a revenue share split plan. And plus, it has no monthly fees. So something to consider. You go from one brokerage revenue share to another, one has monthly, the other doesn't. That could be a deal breaker. Because like, why would I pay monthly when I can have the same benefit over here for free? Something to think about. All right, I hope this helps. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.